It's about to be kind of an interesting setup here. What do you think? What's your bets here, Saya?
I'm going to favor the Bozo Bunch a little bit. Although they do have a loss, I think it was discussed a bit on the pre-show. It's one of the more understandable losses to have against a team like Demons Raw. And on the other hand, Bang Bang 3-0, but one of those wins was against the 0-3 team of the season. And this new Bozo Bunch, they're living up to expectations so far, and those expectations are including winning here. So we'll definitely see if they can keep it up.
Absolutely intense matchup on the way here. We can already see that we got to the Atlas lab, pretty neutral stage here. A couple extra damage being added in by the black hole. We got the reverberation and the 1-2 punch showing up as the starting awakenings. Only I taking the 1-2 punch, everyone opting for cooldown and damage. And as I'm yapping away once again, we have, unfortunately, Obscure Bread losing both of those barriers here. Bang Bang trying to get it on through. Can't seem to manage it right now. 600 streams up for some reason. Here we go. Bang Bang working on this goal to try to get it to the bottom side here. Can't seem to get it past I, though. Fudgy Waffles doing a great job of blocking here. They're going to, actually lose a barrier there, unfortunately. It's going to be Bozo Bunch working on this last barrier, trying to even this one up here, and they do. First point's going to be a big deal for these teams.
Yeah, especially when Dropleto's playing that very mobile Rasmus, and Muncher is on that Vyce here, but Grimella and Droo, the corner offense, the dribble with the secondary. The drone on the now sets it up perfectly for Drew's shot. It's a 1-0 lead for Bang Bang despite dropping the barriers, and this Bozo Bunch team, of course, incredibly early, but the Finii goalie, and a pick that Obscure Breads has picked up before, looking quite good here as they pick up the KO incredibly fast and are looking to convert this power play.
Yes, sir. We got Fudgy Waffles here showing up with the flip. Grimella as well. Now no one has flip. Actually, just a ton of value coming out just from holding possession of the ball there. For the side of Bozo Bunch, actually pretty happy about that. Obscure Birds has their own flip to try to escape this pressure point here, and they don't seem to be under enough pressure to use that flip there. Looks like Bang Bang's going to have to work on their synergy just a moment too soon. They're not actually working out. Really slow ball here. I kind of staggered, though. They're trying to get a kill for sure, man. In fact, I'd probably try to ignore the ball just for a moment. They're really great evade, actually to keep them alive. Obscure Bread still not under enough pressure to use that flip. Droo finding himself staggered completely. Obscure Bread trying to find the kill, but cannot seem to make that one work out. Distracted, though. Grimella tries to get it on in there and doesn't, but they do find the kill on Droo, and that's a power play for the size of Bozo.
Yeah, Bozo's scoring offense hasn't been the greatest so far, but it's sort of expected with the Vyce midfield, and it really comes into fruition here as overtime ticks over. They manage to secure the barrier, and they still need to secure the point, though, which will be difficult as Droo comes back. Fudgy Waffles has the empowered strike. We'll send it across the field, and Obscure Breads won't quite be able to catch it with the strike shot. But Muncher in the corner with a strike war catches Fudgy a little off guard. It's 1-1. Incredibly close game so far.
Yeah, really good reactions from I there. They actually, Fudgy Waffles smashed that one into a red ball on that overtime, but I actually reacted just quick enough to get that strike and keep that possession. Great point there. Actually 1-1 in this set. As we moving on to this next point here, the barriers are going down quite fast. They're Bang Bang happy to get that one in there, gets the flip, waits out every cooldown, and throws it on in there. No one even need the red ball. Droo, just a distraction. That health bar being a human shield. And we have Bang Bang taking advantage right now in this first set.
Very, very good patience there, like you mentioned, and they do have two flips that are coming up just about now with the ability to close out the set there. The Supernova used on defense. Dropleto has a flip of his own and a barrier taken as well. The corner offense trying to start up, but Grimella interrupts immediately. Grimella, of course, one of the midfielders that was the most highly regarded last season, was in the talks as like one of the best, one of the biggest rising stars to be sure, and is not really in the conversation nearly as much this season, but that's more due to there being so many other storylines to explore rather than Grimella being any worse or anything, because right now Grimella is completely shutting down the Bozo Bunch offense.
Absolutely. I believe every game that I've casted for Grimella has also been quite impactful as well. When you see them staggered right now, though, Dropleto's trying to get a kill, spends all cooldowns and doesn't seem to make it happen. I trying to get that power chord in there, doesn't seem to work out. The break finish not also going to work out either here. The triple take keeping possession for Dropleto, and it's going to be just enough. Dropleto helps just kind of walk it on in there. Fudgy Waffle's not there in time. All right, even for this set, 2-2. Boy, it's like Bozo Bunch has a kind of big kill team here, and so if they can get some damage on this next awakening, I think that might be a turning point for them.
Yeah, definitely a possibility here, especially with Breads having flip as insurance on the defense. Exactly what you need on a goalie like the Finii. But the primary from Grumel will be set up perfectly to create offense on the other side against Droo. And now Obscure Bread's in a lot of trouble. A strike war on the flip, and the barriers go down.
Absolutely, yeah. Obscure Bread's in a tough spot there, not able to block the ball with the projectiles there and losing the flip indeed. Have to be under a ton of pressure here. 2v1 on the bottom side, but actually I gets there just in the nick of time. The strike shot also helping out. Fudgy Waffles doing a pretty good job of defending here with the perfect pitch. Got the drum and bass to help out on the speed. The pressure is kind of unbearable, but they do end up finally clearing here. Dropletto trying to get a death touch to get the ball through, but it doesn't seem to work out. The big finish, not going to grab that barrier. The black hole goes down, clears up the board, so I and Dropletto can actually get a passing play here. The flip finally used and actually struck and stuffed from Dropletto. The red ball from I, not going to be enough. Dropletto kind of jailed right now, and Gramella has a flip, and they're going to hold possession right now. Indeed they are.
Oh, but a weird dribble off the top means Bozo Bunch maintained possession. Dropletto with a perfect shot off of the very edge of the corner. The Bozo Bunch take a critical first set in the first game here, and Bang Bang's got to be worried because that's a Vyce first pick. So many scary awakenings potentially on the table. And it's going to be a Monumentalist tonight unless the Bozo Bunch trust that they could outplay, push past to now, and take something for their own power like the Rapid Fire, the Hotshot, the Catalyst. And they will give Monumentalist over.
You know, I actually respect this decision. I think that if we have... Oh, actually going bulk up was interesting. I was going to say, I think that I would be able to pretty much outdamage everything in this game with that Rapid Fire, but they're going to let it go to the Finii. Let her get a couple more cooldowns there, a couple more of those misdirection cards sent at the opponent. Dropletto, really nice to grab the Catalyst there as the Brawler, just getting on in there, grabbing an infinite energy, basically. But we're going to have to see if Gramella, this new and improved, trying to get their name in the talks here, can make this Monumentalist really work and have Bozo Bunch regret that decision.
Yeah, and so far, it's looking like Gramella is just constantly pushing forward. No sweat at all here, as the midfield pressure is going to be a little bit difficult for the Bozo Bunch around the massive secondaries, the massive primaries. But Obscure Bread so far clearing away quite well, a barrier on each side, and Droo is the one who is constantly low, the target of a lot of the damage here, and with the additional power that was taken by the Bozo Bunch in that last draft, Droo's got to watch out, has to burn a flip on defense.
Absolutely, Droo was the target here, and now I has become the new target. Really not too much stagger to deal with, just a little bulk up, but it is something. That's probably the best I could have gotten for now, and they're keeping I staggered pretty nicely. Gramella, full bars here, but actually Dropletto is going to send them right off the map with a flip of their own. Power play on the side of Bozo Bunch. Fudgy Waffles doing a great job of defending. Yeah, the flip from Obscure Bridge can't make it in time, no cooldowns, and yeah, the power chord is going to help accelerate that core right on in there, and Bozo Bunch starting out this new set here with advantage again.
Yep, advantage again for the Bozo Bunch here. They're trying to push it forward to a pretty significant win, but it'll have to be past Gramella in the midfield with that Monumentalist now, and Fudgy Waffles defending quite decently with that Ensnared Drum, so to bounce off the center means the top barrier goes down, and then now Drew's going to have to do a lot of work, but Obscure Breads is doing so well with the misdirection. The primaries are always on point, and with Dropletto and Muncher keeping the core up more often than not, it is just a great defense for the Bozo Bunch.
For sure there. Dropletto had a really great positioning there from the pendulum swing to make Droo use their flip there. Going to catch it with the big finish, but it's not going to work out there. Strike shot to get right on past, and it does end up making it over to Dropletto, kind of jailed there. But the black hole kind of helping out Bozo Bunch there, it seemed, breaking some of the walls for free without having to use a strike. Dropletto looking a little bit low here, though. The strike shot and the power chord are going to help to defend this one away. I finally had possession for a moment there, clearing it out. The Supernova is not going to make it happen there, but the Chain Lightning on the power chord does make it happen. That move is good. And the Gramella's flip is going to be a little questionable there, that angle. I'm not sure what they were looking for there. The black hole not helping Bang Bang at all. Dropletto, or Droo cannot seem to manage that one there. Can they keep possession for this side and get this barrier?
That's a big question here. But right now, the Bozo Bunch are looking so scary. They're not letting this barrier go. They have so many ways to accelerate the core in this overtime. The barrier does go down, and now Gramella is a massive threat with the Monumental as Obscure Breads calmly saving it away for the moment. and a triple take gonna stall the core at midfield. A flip used, send it to the other side of the world. Dropletto going for the mix-up, but it won't quite come to fruition here as Fudgy Waffles continues to defend as this Mako. But as the center blows up, now it's a big threat for the core speed. The flip available. Droo gets the KO, but gets displaced by the big finish just enough to not be able to score there with the flip. Saved away, the vertical angles, the Bozo Bunch continuing to make the defense happen, and Dropletto's about to respawn.
Yeah, Dropletto gets back just in time here. Unfortunately, Big Bang Bang was not able to make that power play happen there. Flip from Fudgy Waffles, the strike shot, saving that one away. Obscurebreds using their own as well to keep possession. And again, the actual misdirection coming out to keep more possession. There's the Monumentalist to once again keep possession for their team. And now it's going to be in the hands of Fudgy Waffles here. Grimella has their flip to make this happen. Droo looking a little bit low, though. They're not seeming to use him as a kill target right now. Grimella's just trying to make their way on forward. They're going to get into the corner, and actually, it looks like they might have done too good of a job to keep the ball away from Grimella, and Droo finds it into the top side of that net. The misdirection can't reach in time, and that was an intense point. One for Bang.
Yeah, incredible saves by the Bozo Bunch, but Bang Bang are not phased. They keep going, and they figure out the offense. They find a passing play to Droo, who finds a dribble for the goal, and that's exactly what we like to see as Fudgy Waffles almost defends that barrier, but Obscurebreds on the other side succeeds. A barrier left on each side, and all eyes are on if Droo can survive the onslaught here. If Droo and Grimella can survive long enough in the barrier, just avoids the core avoids the barrier, Sad Boy's angle, and once again, the Bozo Bunch are looking to push on the offense, but again, it's Droo and Grimella getting low, but as they regen, it is Muncher taking a lot of the damage. The ebb and flow of the damage in this game is just so back and forth, and they do manage to get both barriers on both sides.
Yeah, a good redirect there from, I believe it was Grimella, or it might have been Droo, but either way, Bang Bang on that redirect grind right now. They're looking a little bit low, though. Fudgy Waffles has their flip to see if they need it to defend this spot here. Droo taking the black hole once more. No energy here, though. Obscurebreds is going to use their flip to defend this one away. Droo looking really low. Grimella getting a lifeline on both procs there, and it's going to be, actually, Droo getting a great angle on the bottom side of the goal. Right past Obscurebreds, cannot reach it in time. And it looks like Bang Bang is coming back with a vengeance. Maybe this Monumentalist really is making a difference.
Maybe it is, because a lot of the midfield interactions are being won thanks to that Monumentalist, especially the secondary. And the big question is, can the Bozo Bunch put enough pressure down so that the secondary is not able to be used on the offense? Because when we see the now Monu secondary used in the midfield for healing, etc., that's when we see that Monu now really neutralized. When we see that secondary used in the goal box to score, that's when we see the real terror of that Monu now. So we'll have to see where Grimella is forced to use that ability.
Yeah, the proximity mine has a bunch of different uses, including just healing while you're trying to get the ball on in there, and we're going to have Fudgy Waffles defend that flip not too hard. Here away from Dropletto, going to blow the black hole, do a little damage to Grimella, but Droo still seems to be the kill target, although Grimella has the flip and not really in big position to use it there. In fact, they're going to lose a barrier as well. Going to try to push it in on the top side. Grimella has a chance to now force their way in there, but Dropletto is causing too much of a problem. They're going to end up using it on defense. Dropletto going to have a 2v1 here with Eye, and it's actually going to be the monumental disaster from Grimella. It's not going to help out Bang Bang there, but Bozo Bunch is happy to take that point.
Yeah, you take those any day of the week because you have a chance to go up 2-0 here if you're the Bozo Bunch, and with confidence they will pursue these barriers, especially with Dropletto building up a flip. The Catalyst picked up in that draft is doing a lot of work. The flip missed, but 2 barriers taken, and Obscurebreds, if this last one can be held onto, this could be the game really swinging here as the core bounces around in the goal gates, but it won't go through, and the secondary won't find the core either. Big opportunity for the Bozo Bunch. They find a passing play to the bottom side.
Yes, really great redirect by Dropletto. Like, it certainly feels like you want to keep that red core, but, I mean, as the goalie, it is, you kind of have to just not react to the red core because you won't be able to, and then, you know, you use something there, and then they do it to the bottom side. So really great redirect there from Dropletto, kind of just the schmicks up right there. Now we actually get, this is probably the best case scenario. Unfortunately, Deadeye has not actually shown up here, neither, actually Missile Prop did show up there, but still opting for team player. I thought their idea would really be give rapid fire and cooldown to Obscurebreds so they can get the like Deadeye or Missile Prop to really make the damage happen for this team, because that seems like their win condition right now, but it didn't seem to happen there. But team player kind of interesting. We have a Adrenaline Rush here for Dropletto, so they are going to kind of look for some kills a little bit. Getting the stagger synergy there with bulk up. Nothing too catastrophic though. Grimella has Cast to Last, which might make things happen. but nothing too crazy in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of stagger taking there. Of course, it was a stagger start. There was a bulk up early, so a lot of the stagger scaling and also the durability, an important factor in this game that is pretty high damage, all things considered, as growth barriers down for both sides now with that flip used, and Dropletto just getting in there has a lot of speed to work with, and of course, with that catalyst, has so much energy generation.
Yes, sir. Both of these barriers are indeed down. Grimella approaching with their flip. The triple take is going to block just for a moment here. The big finish is not going to be enough. Grimella's going to get it right on through Droo's own legs there, and they're going to take the first point in this set right now. Maybe, maybe Droo taking this peak performance makes a difference for them, because that is a lot of extra speed, I'll tell you.
Yeah. It's going to be a pretty big difference here, as that Monumentalist primary almost made a big difference. Could have been pushing towards the barrier there, as the flip is deflected away from Dropletto. Has a lot of energy to work with, of course, but if those flips are defended away from by Bang Bang, then it won't be as effective as necessary. And with Dropletto going down, the Bozo Bunch, of course, they're up in barriers, but being down a player is very, very difficult, especially when one of the players is at Monu now, who has a lot of ability to just force it through with that proximity drone.
Absolutely, and even with all that pressure, we actually had Bozo Bunch withstanding the storm there. Dropletto's going to spend a flip right into the face, but it looks like I's going to be able to help get that one away with the power cord here, and can use the Supernova to help get that one away, do a bunch of damage to Grimella, but they're going to heal up a little bit here. The big finish trying to alter the direction it might be going in here, but not going to end up popping it with the ball inside it there. A push from the top lane for the side of Bang is actually going to result in almost a disaster. Really good strike shot there from Fudgy Waffles defending that one away. Grimella low once again. Pendulum swings, not going to be enough to knock them out. Going to grab a couple of orbs. And Bozo Bunch still having a barrier here. Feeling good about this spot. Going to get a nice redirect there from Fudgy Waffles though, and it's going to be the only blade that's going to get the barrier. Can they sink this one? Absolutely. Droo, knowing exactly what those goal gates are going to be doing, and going to sink that one there, and this is their chance to bring it back.
Yeah, pretty critical 2-0 lead here for Bang Bang. They need to convert. They need to stay alive here, and this is their moment to do it. They have a lot of chances for scaling, of course. Droo in particular, the one who could become even stronger right now. But as one barrier goes down, the Bozo Bunch, they're not even close to going down in this set. They have very, very good core control to work with here. And if they can get it past the initial wall that is Grimella, then they can just pressure Fudgy Waffles quite well here. But as the barriers go down, Dropletto's going to have to do a lot of work. A passing play attempted, but the black hole will interrupt. And once again, Droo finds possession. Droo finds a shot to the bottom side. Not quite that time, but again, Grimella with the corner. Fudgy Waffles defending it away from the barrier, and Bang Bang looking quite good.
Absolutely, Fudgy Waffles doing a great job of defending on this point here, especially with that unstoppable. They are going to lose a strike war here to I, but oh man, Droo almost made it happen there with the Aya rush. Triple take, really doing a triple defense, and actually Obscure Breads sends the ball in a direction where it cannot feasibly be saved through the supernova that I was charging there. It literally could not hold it any longer than that. Minor misstep there for Obscure Breads, but still have a couple of sets to work with here, and we're going to have the Monumental now get their first chance at a good awakening.
Yeah, my eyes are on that Orb Ponder right now. Such a strong awakening in terms of cooldown uptime, the extra special taken, the additional healing and mobility, but the Orb Ponder will be taken by Obscure Breads. Orb Ponder, rapid fire. This Finii will be throwing out abilities like crazy, but that means the explosive entrance is taken by that Zentaro. An incredibly good awakening on the character, one of the best in the game. Everyone just picking up something that's good for themselves, as Might the Colossus falls to Dropletto as well. Two sides awakenings in the last round, and it's either Might or Recovery Drone, and Fudgy chooses the drone here. So my eyes are just on Obscure Breads again. The Orb Ponderer going to come into really, really great effect here, and of course Muncher with the spec training might be the X factor that the Bozo Bunch needs to close out this game.
Yeah, it could be. You get 13 seconds or 13 or 14 seconds of power play, which is huge, just having basically double the amount of abilities that somebody, the other team has. Could make a difference here, and Obscure Breads might be able to show that off with all of these misdirections, doing a bunch of extra damage, especially with I, with that, like you said, specialized training is now no joke at all. And man, Fudgy Waffles uses basically every cooldown to help the core on in there, but the team losing possession at just the wrong time is going to make it so Bozo Bunch is taking another advantage in this series right now, looking to try to end this game.
Yeah, If they close it out here, that's huge for the series, for the Bozo Bunch here. Now they're pushing forward. They're looking for these goals, but that is Droo. The explosive entrance on the Zentaro unlocks the character. Any dash awakening does, but explosive entrance provides the stats that you want as well. And Droo is just flying, has a flip in front of the net, tries to push it forward. A lot of chip damage onto the Bozo Bunch, but the barrier stays standing.
For sure. And honestly, the side of Bang does have a couple of really strong awakenings. I mean, you have Monumentalist now, and as you're saying, Explosive Entrance, Zentaro really kind of transforms the character to something way more deadly than before, giving you almost the ability to play every role at once with that kind of mobility. We're seeing that happen in a couple of different situations, though Bozo Bunch is, again, weathering this storm. Droo actually gets a little interrupted there by the black hole, and the projectile's not going to land, but they do end up finding Dropletto's corpse on the board there. We're going to have Bang Bang take this power play. Actually, we're going to have I negate that power play with one of their own, making this a little bit even, though. We do have Dropletto show up again, so the power play is real. Grimella almost dying off the bottom side there with the pendulum swing. Can they get it past Fudgy Waffles with this flip? No, they cannot. And it's going to just continue this point here as Fudgy Waffles is holding this barrier.
Yeah, the 1-2 punch really come into effect on a lot of this core speed here, as well as the increased power. As Droo, looks like they were attempting a bit of the Blick there, but unfortunately not working out. Directed to Obscure Breads, and now with the barrier taken, a big opportunity for the Bozo Bunch. Dropletto maintaining possession on the top side, and if they can keep it away from Grimella, it could be huge, but Droo is also such a scoring threat as well.
Ooh, for sure, and Fudgy Waffles does kind of whiff that strike shot, but man, the perfect pitch does not get any perfect angle he was looking for there, and it's going to go kind of straight to Dropletto, and they're going to sink that one in there for match point right now. This is kind of a big deal, though. We do see Obscure Breads have those got those orb stacks right there. Maybe that's kind of making a big difference here. Those misdirections are just helping with strike force, dealing a bunch of damage, knocking people around. And we can see them taking both barriers right off the jump there. Obscure Breads also has a flip to make this one happen, a big passing play, and it's gonna be maybe Bozo Bunch taking it right now.
Yeah, looking like a very dominant point here, but Droo and Grimella are not done yet. But look at the meter, they're incredibly low on both stagger and survivability here. The power play could come through at any moment, and of course they're still pressuring the goal as well, but with the barrier going down, the Bozo Bunch not out of the woods just yet, but with the great shot, gets it past Fudgy Waffles, the Bozo Bunch take game one.
Absolutely great job there from Bozo Bunch. Kind of playing to their outs there, getting a couple of kills, just keeping the opponents low. I mean, they had Vyce, they had Finii, gave Finii basically all the cooldown in the world right there. Dropletto kind of nothing on him is too crazy. I mean, of course, Catalyst is just an insane awakening, but it didn't seem like Dropletto really got much use off of the adrenaline rush, like the actual 100 or 40% speed and cooldown. Still powerful though for the side of Bozo Bunch, making those awakenings happen there, even through Grimella having Monumentalist and Fudgy Waffle, or Droo having explosive entrance there.
Yeah, just a well-played game by the Bozo Bunch. They get exactly what they need in the last draft, and of course, they play the situation quite well, and that's what really makes the difference. Grimella and Droo, I mean, when they were allowed to play, they played fantastically, but importantly, the Bozo Bunch really focused them down in those last points and made it really difficult for them to play, and that's the main counterplay to the Monumentalist nowadays, especially with the Sad Boys letting it through. If you have just enough damage to really put the Now and the forward out of commission, the Now isn't the immortal beast she used to be, right? The stagger reduction really played a part.
Yeah, she's not invincible. Honestly, her healing has been reduced in general. Actually, basically all of her healing has been reduced. And yeah, like you said, her health bar in general, her stagger has been reduced as well. So she is certainly a glass cannon, healing support character in a way. But the healing support character also kind of needs some support from herself, as she is a kill target on most fronts. I do want to... Some weird thing that I was seeing. It felt like Grimella had Monumentalist, which is kind of insane, but a lot of situations I wasn't feeling the checkmate on the barrier with the Monumentalist. I think it's possible that Grimella was maybe playing too safe in the midfield for some situations, maybe not so well versed in using the Sentry Drone maybe on top of Droo to win a strike war. Now that stuff's hard. That stuff is really hard to make a strike war out of nowhere and actually be beneficial for your teammate. But that's the kind of Monumentalist now really checkmates in the corner easily, and I didn't really feel it enough times to be like, oh, that monumentalist, oh, that monumentalist. You know, if I didn't remember saying it enough times, I feel like it just didn't do what it could have.
Yeah, I think a lot of that does have to do with the counterplay by the Bozo Bunch, right? They kind of forced a lot of damage, so Grimella more often than not had to use it for the healing. And in the midfield as well, Muncher and Dropletto as we're kind of double midfielding it up at times and kind of forcing Grimella to use it to try and break past to get the core to Droo. So I think the Bozo Bunch just made it look a lot weaker than it could have been.
That's fair. That is a completely fair argument. You know, there's definitely counterplay to. I mean, it certainly isn't the end all be all awakening in this game here. It's great. It's great, of course, but yeah, there is certainly counterplay, especially dealing damage. I mean, that's dealing damage kind of changes the game, right? It's like even if you're even if you're staggered and you're not dead, you're like kind of halfway out of the game. You can't really position near the wall anymore. You can't take strike wars when you want to. You can't really ball chase into like a corner to even threaten stuff because like you could get zapped by the power cord as well. That might end up killing you there too. So just doing damage is broken, probably. No, it's definitely broken. I'm not gonna hit the probably. Doing damage is kind of busted, but we'll see if that comes into play once again as we have another game showing up here. It's gonna be a little night market action. Another pretty classic. In fact, they picked the most classic maps in humanity. Night market showing up with the. Okay, I actually really like Siege Machine. Might be one of my favorite starting perks because it just buffs up a bunch of different archetypes. So, very interested to see Siege Machine show up here.
Yeah, and the Bozo Bunch taking now off the table. They don't want it on a map with lanes like Night Market, but Vyce taken away from the Bozo Bunch by Bang Bang. They did not like the fact that Muncher was doing a lot of work on it last game, so it looks like they're the ones who will pick it for themselves, and most likely on Grimella in the midfield. I don't think Fudgy Waffles plays the Vyce goalie too much, so not the most flexible there, but I don't know. Could surprise me, especially since it is Dropletto who is going with the Zentaro now for the Bozo Bunch. Gonna be a pretty impactful second pick here. Oh, okay. That's Rasmus goalie for Obscure Breads.
Interesting one. Yeah, I'm always like Rasmus goalie always brings up questions for me because it doesn't feel like Rasmus goalie unless there's no side start here, but it doesn't really feel like I don't know. He specializes in anything on any map right now. Like people usually were like, yeah, okay, Demon Deus Rasmus. I mean, it's kind of nice. It's really easy, and that makes sense. But Rasmus goalie, maybe it could be like a night market thing, but it doesn't seem like it specializes in many different places. Okay, we also see Kazan here and Drakkar showing up, so like kind of dummy damage on the side of Bang. They're kind of switching gears right now to
Oh,
make sure that this prize fighter happens.
and that's a Drakkar goalie for Fudgy Waffles. That
I
is,
believe that.
yeah, that's a Drakkar goalie for Fudgy Waffles. Something that he pulled out pretty recently, I believe, and looked quite good on it. If my memory is correct. And the Drakkar goalie is very good against Zentaro. You just shotgun the Zentaro, and I mean, well, that Zentaro's not having too much fun.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. If you load up the shotgun and Zentaro tries to do like the Aya rush, he probably blinks through it, and then the shots probably just hit the ball, and that play most likely doesn't even happen in that situation. But I really do like Drakkar goalie for like even like people pick Drakkar goalie on Attens, and it's like, oh well, why would you? But it's like I don't know. Strike shot Drakkar feels like it has enough range and enough stuff to actually make it work on like these really big barrier maps. So kind of cool. And we have so yeah, mostly Bang Bang's kind of running the damage comp. We'll see if Fudgy or we'll see if Obscure Breads can get Fudgy. Yes, we'll see if Fudgy's Drakkar can help with that damage because they certainly have the Vyce and Kazan. They have the prize fighter to make it happen, and that looks like it's gonna be their win condition.
Yep. We're going to head into game in just a second. Night Market, a map that we see quite often in the North American Strikers League. And definitely a map that we're going to be seeing for a lot longer as well. A bit of a staple here in competitive Omega Strikers. And I think Big thing to look out for really is the goalie matchup. With the Rasmus goalie, very flexible. Lots of mobility to work with. The Drakkar goalie, though. The Drakkar goalie versus the Zentaro forward. Dropletto's going to have to do a lot of work there.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye out for those kinds of interactions here. Drakkar also could be, I'd say about average against something like Rasmus approaching as well. But it's definitely going to be a core control situation here for Bozo. Probably only going to have maybe 2 players here picking up Siege Machine. Maybe Kai and maybe the Drakkar to help with that bullet range. Of course, it's like one of Drakkar's staple stat attributes here. Gonna finally get on in here to the night market here. Bozo Bunch up 1 set right now in this series. Bang Bang trying their best to bring it on here, bring it back here, and they have the big damage comp. Sides have been switched. And now we see, yeah, indeed, it's going to be Fudgy Waffles and I taking the Siege Machine for a little bit extra projectile range. Dropletto grabbing Siphoning Wand as well. Keep that one in mind. Looking for kills for sure, even though he's part of the quote-unquote core control team. But yeah, getting on in here, working it out with this top lane push here. I's going to help out with the barrage. Going to grab the first barrier there. The Carmella going to defend that one away with the power cord. Fudgy Waffles want to see this Drakkar in action right now. Strike shot working out, and Obscure Breads is unfortunately going to let that one go past. Grimella getting on in there with the Thunder Strike. Droo looking a little low, though. Can they get a kill on and make this power play happen?
Yeah, and Obscure Breads almost does. Droo barely surviving here. Not quite getting the orb as well as Obscure Breads trying to balance, pressuring Droo with defending the barrier. Manages to do so sufficiently as the net is open for Bang Bang, but it's opened up with a great shot by Droo to the bottom corner. Grimella and Droo approaching now. Tough spot for Obscure Breads, who will get it through to Muncher, but Fudgy Waffles forced to throw on the top side. And Dropletto trying to find some offense against Fudgy, but again, the strike shotgun. Fudgy Waffles, the counterplay against... Oh, wait, never mind. Just out of reach. Dropletto, what a shot for the first goal of the game.
Wow, no cooldowns for that situation, or just really trusted that they could reach it in time. Unfortunate there for Fudgy Waffles, but, just about working on Flip here. Grimella has one of their own Obscure Breads as well. In fact, the energy is pretty even. Actually, no, sorry, not even. Bozo Bunch working with a lot more energy here. In fact, also knocking Droo down to just about nothing. Grabbing the first barrier from Bang Bang, though, and they do end up securing a kill onto Droo there, though, working on the top side of this lane. Obscure Breads trying to help as much as they can. Dropletto keeping the possession there with the projectile. Grimella Supernova defending it away. This power play is now finally over, and I is the one to be looked at as they are the next kill target here for sure. Droo can't seem to get it here. I was playing too evasive, gets the health potion, and now that situation's going to be over here. Droo going to work on trying to get the barrier. Grimella approaching with the flip. They do get the top side, and can they get the next one here with this flip? They can't. Obscure Bread on point right now.
Yeah, the reactions from Obscure Breads have been excellent. And Fudgy Waffles, of course, not having to do that much work so far this game. Very efficient in the clears, right? Just shotguns it at the perfect time, gets it out of there. And with Dropletto this low, Fudgy Waffles could also be a damage threat. Tries to shotgun Dropletto, tries to strike shot to confirm the KO, but is forced to burn the flip on an offensive play by Muncher. Obscure Breads can't quite reach the core. It's a goal opened up in the favor of Bang Bang.
Sure it is. Bang Bang holding this last barrier with their life. Dropletto can't seem to slice and dice that one through there. Up to I, trying to get it into the bottom side. Really great passing play to Dropletto on the center side. Obscure Breads has nothing but a sad and late pendulum swing. Not going to be able to defend that one. 1-1 right now. We have Droo, only a person in the game with no stacks of their prize fighter here. Everyone just sitting at 1, and not too many kills have been exchanged here. Kind of interesting, because it kind of does feel like Bozo Bunch is hitting the damage right now.
Yeah, and Dropletto, perfect timing, but Fudgy Waffles, that's the Drakkar counterplay. The goal goes in regardless, but a flip? An EI rush? I mean, Drakkar just presses one button, the shotgun, gets it out of there. Great defense from Bang Bang, although Bozo Bunch are the ones who are 2-1 up in this set.
Indeed, Bang Bang really living up to their name right now with this Drakkar shotgun. Dropletto does get the speed boost there. Really scary for Fudgy Waffles now, and actually scary again as I has the flip, but going to get stuffed again once more by Fudgy Waffles lock and load, and they're going to end up getting Droo out of the board here, though, with the barrage. Pushing into the top side, Obscure Breads is not going to be able to defend that barrier there. If you're Bang Bang, you're pretty happy about that situation. In fact, Grimella going to push their advantage. You're going to stun the goalie with that situation and going to get that one in there. Droo returning. The power play once again is over pressing their advantage. Fudgy Waffles passing the side of the midfield. Gonna kind of get pushed one back once again. Grimella trying to help with this midfield and does end up successfully helping to clear this. Droo holding possession of this ball, switching targets here to drop Leto. Gonna do a couple of extra damage to him. And they're actually not gonna be able to get it in there. The strike shot's gonna save this, I'm telling you.
Yeah, really good save by Obscure Breads with a death touch and a good strike war against Droo as well to keep the point alive for the Bozo Bunch. But with the speed gate control from Grimella, Obscure Breads is in a tough spot and the strikes come through. Grimella will slot into the bottom side and 2-2, but I think Bang Bang pretty happy with this one. They have a lot of meter.
Agreed on that one. Yeah, they're probably all going to have flip before this point ends, and I'm not sure that I's going to make a chance, but whoa, huge damage coming from the side of Bang, actually staggering Drop Leto instantly and dealing half of I's damage just about instantly. Obscure is not under too much pressure, though, to be scored, but actually lets it slide right on through there, just not on point with I synergy there. Drop Leto, okay, really get a nice evade strike there to grab a barrier of their own. And actually, it's going to be Droo who's the staggered one now. And if you don't secure kills, these kinds of switches do end up happening. Fudgy Waffles has their flip to make it happen. Droo just can't seem to... He can't seem to get too far in there, or that indeed will happen. Another power play for the side of Bozo Bunch. I feel like Droo has died how many times now? But it's still Fudgy Waffles holding the board.
Yeah, both these teams have so much chip damage when you're trying to defend. Or trying to... Sorry. Yeah, when you're trying to defend, you deal so much chip damage to the other team, and that's what we're seeing right here. Whenever one team has offensive control, their health bars dwindle almost immediately, but Droo this time looking to score before he's taken off the map, but so much damage coming out from Obscure Breads, not quite able to confirm the KO here. Needs to be very careful with this flip, and we'll use it to negate the power cord coming out from Grimella. Once again, Grimella though on the bottom side looking so threatening, has the special, not quite connecting, as Drop Leto and the Droo are trying to fight each other here, and Obscure Breads will confirm the KO. And Muncher will get the barrier as well. Big opportunity for the Bozo Bunch to take yet another first set here. They're trying to do so, Drop Leto with the dribbles, but they got to get past Grimella and Fudgy Waffles, and so far the defense has been good, but Drop Leto gets the better of the strike interaction there. It was so close until it wasn't.
Yeah, this was almost a situation of, like, use all your cooldowns, get a kill, and then really kind of can't get it past the goalie in the power play time. But they do finally get it on in there with the slice and dice. And we can see this side of Bozo Bunch did end up getting all the prize fighter stacks in that last point, letting I be the first one to take in an awakening here. And it's going to be a big old catalyst. Lots of energy coming in here for the Kai. Rapid fire, of course, being taken for Fudgy Waffles. Infinite. Lock and loads will be showing up here. Lots of damage coming out for the side of Grimella too with the 1-2 punch. Fair to have a team player for the goalie. Unstoppable is okay. I feel like Unstoppable is not too effective against a character like Kazan. Pretty much easily knocks that one off. But Droo getting extra health. Now that's a big deal. Peak performance showing up for him. That's exactly what you want to be seeing if you are Droo in this situation.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I think even with the set loss, I think Bang Bang pretty happy with that draft. Of course, Catalyst goes on over to I, but even with Muncher having that additional energy, you got a lot of good awakenings on Fudgy and Grimella specifically, and of course you'll always take that stagger like you mentioned, so they're looking quite good to win this next one. They have pretty good tools to do so, and the last set was close as well, so Droo getting in there. And that's the chain lightning from Grimella as well to tap it in. What a play by Droo.
Yo, Fudgy sent that one like square forward and then reinforced that. And Droo, the second he saw that molten bolt, actually dashed to the top to catch that one. That was actually insanely good. That synergy is exactly what you can expect from a team that's been playing this long. And man, they're going to end up getting a power play here. A double power play for the side of Bang Bang right now, and they're going to try to take as many barriers and points as they possibly can in this situation. Pass, it's going to go in. Obscure Breads, big enough to interrupt the pass that time, though. Not going to happen. Half the power play is over, the full power play is over, but still 2 barriers for the side of Bang Bang on this point. Pretty well deserved for getting those kills.
Yeah, and now Droo will get control of the core again, pull it through, but not quite win the strike war. Obscure Breads has been so on point. But this one might be a little too difficult for even Breads, as a shot to the top side by Droo converts 2-0 in the favor of Bang Bang, and they're not trying to let this set go. They're trying to get some scaling on the board before that Zentaro can be activated with a Dash Awakening.
Yeah, I'm also seeing a lot of like simple strike shotguns from Fudgy Waffles, and it's just like winning. It's like the best clear ever. Strike shotgun with just like an extra strike from one of their teammates just clears exactly what they need to. And man, huge damage coming out from Grimella, gonna send I basically into orbit right there. Another power play showing up. Fudgy Waffles hanging out in the midfield to grab the speed gate. Flip when needed. Obscure Breads is holding with Dropletto though. The power play has ended down to Fudgy Waffles here. Can they make it happen? Doesn't keep it in the bottom lane. Could have probably got a flip in the squished part of that section. But it doesn't seem to happen there. The shotgun is going to land. Okay, Grimella's going to save that barrier with a flip. Really good reactions there. The lightning is actually going to give a favorable bounce there for Droo, who's just about dead and gets kind of ridiculous comboed into the Death's Touch. And it's going to be a power play for the side of Bozo this time. One barrier left. The flip for Fudgy Waffles is going to stall the ball exactly as they need to, and it's going to be a power play over.
Yeah, and Muncher will nullify the Supernova there with the Giga Blast as Dropletto is trying to force it through Fudgy Waffles here, but still so difficult. Fudgy's defending quite well, but a second strike by Dropletto will get it through, and the strike interactions will be won by Fudgy Waffles, but again, Muncher has the pressure. Dropletto has the hit stun, and this time it isn't Dropletto who's taking the shot, so Fudgy's shotgun not doing too much.
Yeah, Fudgy does have a ton of cooldown here, though. The shotguns are going to be coming out all over the place. We can see Fudgy Waffles kind of taking a slightly more offensive positioning, kind of standing in the, being so confident, standing in the speed gate when they have advantage. It's a little dangerous, but it makes sense. But wow, actually going to lose a strike ball, or maybe there was a death touch there from Obscure Breads, but they're going to get a clear, but Droo is not done yet. Going to grab a barrier of their own up to Fudgy Waffles. Grimella going to try to help get that one to Droo. The shotgun gonna actually help with the clear once again. Honestly, Jakar looking pretty damn good in this game as Fudgy Waffles is piloting this pretty exceptionally. The Oni Blade plus a couple more strikes and the redirect to the top side is gonna be a little too much to deal with there for Fudgy Waffles. And now we have an even point lead in this set, or not lead, really even points in this set.
Yeah, Fudgy actually went for a bit of an ambitious shotgun in the midfield, and that's the type of shotgun you don't want. You don't want to do it too preemptively, because if Dropletto has a strike up and just strike second, then he could just get a shot to the top corner just like that. And we saw it there. Gets a little punished, but a lot of flips being built up by both teams here. We're going to see some crazy action. We're going to see a lot of core flips.
For sure, and I can working with that catalyst is definitely going to be seeing more core flips than anyone on this board. Grimella looking a little bit weak right now, but they're trying to get the flip out of. Oh my god, insane. Droo gets the maddening descent at the perfect time, standing. Okay, really great positioning from Fudgy Waffles, and Grimella going to be able to defend that barrier against the flip. But yeah, Droo, great positioning there from the maddening descent, going to get Dropletto on out of that board. Droo chasing I to the ends of the earth, gonna get the hook, cannot actually land it. Blows the flip, doesn't land, only hits I, does finally get the kill. Kazan full of cooldowns no matter what you do with him here. Fudgy Waffles gonna try to get it back down to Droo here. Gonna get it down to Droo there. He's not gonna be able to get it too much, but man, Obscure Breads and Dropletto holding both of these barriers through this power play.
Yeah, with both barriers kept, the Bozo Bunch in a great spot. Droo, of course, going to go for 2 here, but a strike war by Obscure Breads will make sure it isn't the 2-for-1. But Dropletto and I incredibly low. Same with Grimella, but I doesn't get hit by the Supernova. Big opportunity for the Bozo Bunch as the midfielder stays healthy.
Yep, Grimella grabbing an orb, exactly what they need. Dropletto looking a little bit weak right now. Oni's Blade to keep a little bit of evasive action there. The flip might come out here to avoid death by Droo, but it's going to be Obscure Breads dropping that barrier here. Pendulum swing up to the top side. Dropletto gets a really great Aya rush. It's going to be Fudgy Waffles blowing that flip back over to I. They do not keep possession that long. Droo is actually going to be able to hit that one with the strike and stall a little bit longer here and deal damage to I. In fact, going to get a kill onto I, and the power play switches back to Bang.
But a KO with just the primary. Dropletto clutch at the perfect moment here, but Obscure Breads, that's not where you want to pull Droo to. Gets pulled to the perfect spot for the strike, and from the brink of being down 0-2, Bang get a lucky break. They convert, and it's 1-1 in sets.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate there for Obscure Breads to get that death touch. Not really where you want it to, but all right, it's gonna be Bang taking that one, evening up this game here. Droo getting their first chance at Awakenings here. It's going to be Stagger synergy here with peak performance. Makes perfect sense for him. Death Touch getting a little bit strong with that specialized training, but Missile Prop does find its way to Fudgy Waffles. That might be Drakar's best Awakening in the whole set right now, possibly. Of course, we have a huge size potential going on to the side of Dropletto. I getting a good prime time makes perfect sense as well, but Gramella's the one with Quick Strike, and that's something to watch out for here. Quick Strike always regarded as one of the best awakenings ever made.
Yeah, Quick Strikes on Gramella, the additional shotgun range from Fudgy Waffles. That primary, the lock and load, is basically the Crystal Thorns at this point, and Fudgy Waffles, it's 2 charges them, it has rapid fire on them, and look at the damage as well. Dropletto getting chipped down so much. Obscure Breads, a single strike miss will lead to so much conversion from Droo, getting in there with the Kazan and looking excellent on the pick.
For sure, 2 barriers down here, and it looks like Bang Bang is going to get that one in there. Crooked Leverage just naturally giving you, like, poor advantage, and the big old strike is also going to not make things easy for Bozo Bunch. Obscure Bread is going to drop that one, but a lot more game to be played here, as Bang Bang also takes another point down to the center field here. Taking a bunch of damage and spending Flip kind of early there. So it's like the energy isn't really getting good use from this Catalyst. It looks like just Bang Bang is putting on too much of a clinic of damage and really good positioning. In fact, they're going to get a kill as well onto Dropletto, and this power play could result in destruction for Bozo Bunch.
We're going to need heroics from Muncher here, but Droo might be the hero of Bang Bang as Fudgy Waffle sends to Droo once again. The possession's being kept. Gramella's positioning in the perfect spots. Top side, Droo with the hook into strike. And that's the Kazan classic. You love it, you hate it. Droo will convert another 2-0 in the favor of Bang Bang.
Yeah, Kazan getting kind of a huge buff from the mechanic change of when you hit the ball with an ability, you get your strike back. You never used to be able to do like the strike at the opponent, pull back strike again, but hey, why not just give him that as well? But either way, we're not going to complain about Kazan on this stream yet. As 2 barriers are going to go down for the side of Bozo Bunch here. Bang Bang looking to keep both of their barriers, not letting the opponents get any of that experience as well. Droo missing their strike, kind of missing the leverage there as well. Has a chance to get it to the top side, but we're going to have a flip from Gramella, not the greatest angle of all time. Obscure Bread's going to knock this one away. Dropletto, though, looking a little bit weak. The Death Touch comes out, and again, they're going to try to find a kill on Dropletto. Gets sucked on into that top spin, and we're going to have a goal there, actually, from Fudgy Waffle's flip, and there's so much happening in that point. I want someone to take a look at that top spin, because that was messed up.
Yeah, confirms the KO, gets MVP. And looking to pick up Might of the Colossus. Might even go for some stagger scaling, but you'll never turn down that size plus a deny against Obscure Breads. But no, goes to my first word in the stagger scaling. But that's Hot Shot. That is a big pickup for Obscure Breads on the Rasmus goalie. One of Rasmus goalie's best awakenings. The Pendulum Swing now, a core speed threat. But heavy impact, not denied away. Chrono Boost picked up instead. And I think Bang Bang have scaled enough. I think this is Bang Bang's game to win. More than ever.
Yeah, I don't particularly disagree. I feel like they've gotten a great set of awakenings on each draft, even if they have lost that point there. But we do have Dropletto getting Stinger, so that could be like the, okay, now we finally are just killing the opponents forever. But they're going to have to make it happen on through Gramella's specialized training. The Supernova is more powerful than ever, and so is Fudgy Waffles with all this bullet range. They're going to get that barrier. Fudgy Waffles switching spots with Gramella, as we can see, staying on the front lines. Yeah, it gets it right on up to Droo, and it's too many strikes for the side of Bozo Bunch. And Fudgy Waffles getting aggressive there, really making that missile prop happen, especially with the rapid fire. Just the missiles were coming out infinitely, and they're going to take another point here, trying to end this series.
Oh yeah, Fudgy Waffles has so much range to play with, and of course, Droo with the stagger scaling with the gameplay is always in there, always a scoring threat. The Bozo Bunch are gonna need something crazy. They're gonna need a lot of core speed. They're gonna need some passing plays to get past this Ricard. But if Fudgy Waffles makes the right decisions at every turn, that could make the difference. But a KO might be enough to take Gramella off the field. That Vyce is the biggest damage threat by far with the heavy impact specialized. But some core speed on the other side converts the barriers, converts the goal from Droo in an instant in the 2v3.
Yeah, Obscure Breads just like didn't have any more resources left on that push. And man, Droo is extra damage. I mean, look at this. He has 154 power from that bulk up basically alone, actually getting 20 from the prize fighter as well. But a lot of extra power plus the press the point passive is going to get that right on through Obscure Breads. And Fudgy Waffles, though, on the other hand, has the cooldown and has the resources to kind of push up and always have a shotgun to help defend. And again, 2 barriers going down for Bozo Bunch, and Bang Bang really trying to even out this series right now. Is if they can just get this point, get this ball to Droo, he can land this with the flip. Obscure Bread is going to have to spend one of their own on reaction. Yes, they do. Grimella loading up the Supernova to block that side of the lane here. That, oh my god. The Pendulum Swing's actually not going to land. Fudgy Waffles defending one more time. Up to Droo. Can it be the Crooked Leverage? Really great defense. And then Droo gets on in there. That was almost the best defense. That was so close to being like a perfectly blocked from Obscure Bread's and eye, but somehow through the tenacity of Bang Bang, they get that one in there and even this series up.
Drew's kind of crazy. Droo is
How
kind
do you do it?
I think there was a bit of a rookie of the season discussion before the season started, but watching these games, it might just be Droo no contest with how much this guy is converting a solo threat on offense more than any other. It feels like there's just a legendary performance every single time, and we saw it again here.
Yeah, he's just a rattlesnake in the grass. Like you can hear him, but man, you don't know how strong he is once he starts showing up on the offense. Just too much pressure. Droo getting those press the point passive strikes on in there. Obscure Bread's maybe pushed up a little bit too far in certain situations, didn't have the resources to help defend it. Like, look at that. Like, overtime, unfortunately, the Pendulum Swing didn't seem to work out, and Droo blasts it on in there with the Crooked Leverage, and again, winning the strike war against Obscure Breads. Might have had to back up farther into the goal, but again, it's going to kind of result in a strike war. And Kazan kind of has advantage in strike wars naturally, because the strike is just extra range and it's unreactable, so Droo making perfect use of that. I mean, look at that. Everyone was kind of distracted. Fudgy Waffles sneaking on in there with that flip. Really great replay, and Droo making it happen there to even this series up. And all right, I mean, we could kind of see that the damage comps switched places there and were successful on both sides. So who is going to get the Vyce this time?
Yeah, bit of a question here, but Bozo Bunch, they did get side select, so they are blue side this game. They have priority on just tunnel visioning on the Vyce pick, so that's definitely an option they could explore here, but it's still up in the air. There could be a Vyce ban. There could be a lot of other factors going into this game, as we'll just have to see what happens on this Clarion test chamber, the map you know and love.
God damn, I love Clarion Test Chamber. Such a fun map, fun to commentate, fun to watch any kind of adaptations happen in all of the different things that we see happen on there, all of the map changes as well. And I think the Vyce could definitely be coming out here. Of course, these things kind of rely on the starting awakenings. If we see any hint, any twinge of damage, Prize Fighter or Deadeye or even Missile Prop is good enough to be like, absolutely, Vyce is my guy. Heavy Impact. I mean, a lot of things can happen, of course, with Heavy Impact, but man, Vyce feels like one of the more centralized characters in this current meta, as damage is... I mean, this isn't even the most damaging meta we've ever had, I think. Like, we have 4 Stagger Awakenings, Recovery Drone. There might be another 1 or 2 more Defensive Awakenings helping out, but it feels like, I don't know, the fact that Stinger is in, the fact that characters are scaling so hard, and maybe just the fact that people are picking Vyce and Centauro so much, damage feels kind of busted. Damage feels like you should be picking Vyce, and that might be why I ban Vyce every game.
Yeah, and we might be seeing a Vyce ban from Bang Bang here. There's a non-zero possibility unless they trade picks, because looking at the striker bans coming up on your screen right now, the starting awakenings are explosive entrance in prime time. This is a pretty violent start, and Vyce does enjoy that explosive entrance after all.
For sure, kind of doing like a semi-transformation to the character, giving you a bunch of extra range on the teleport, more impact damage. Vyce has, I think, only impacts as well. She's benefits from that a lot. In fact, you'd have to be thinking about what you want here, right? Because even prime time is so good, getting an extra move to deal damage. I mean, you'd gladly spend the cooldown to get a kill. And we do see a Kazan ban. That makes some sense. We might also, I guess they're trying to really play Zentaro here, Bozo Bunch, probably trying to first pick Zentaro, maybe first pick Vyce as well. Please ban. I think you should be banning Vyce. This is too scary.
Yeah, and Bozo Bunch banning away the Kazan. They do not want Droo on that character with so much scoring agency. I think it's a good choice, and they'll take away the X from Drop Leto, but that might just be a first pick Vyce we're going to see for the Bozo Bunch. It's a first pick Zentaro, actually. Oh, they're really targeting Droo's brawler pool, but is this the play? I feel like then Bang Bang could just go Vyce and something else, and they'll be pretty fine here.
It's possible. We could maybe see Bang Bang play like Vyce Finii, do like a Finii goalie thing. It's not impossible. I do see, Zentaro explosive entrance, again, transformed character into being able to play almost all of the roles at once. The projectile goes farther, you go farther in every situation. So it's fair to be like, okay, yeah, Zentaro might be the best here, but if Vyce is picked as well, all I can say is from what we've seen, Vyce has been the one.
Oh, they led Vyce through. They're confident that the Drakkar
Wow.
now will be enough as counterplay. And last game we saw, the Drakkar goalie did a pretty good job against the Centauro, right? So that part is fine.
That's
I kind of
true.
expected the Drakkar and the Vyce on R1, R2, but now
Yeah.
it is Zentaro Vyce here for the Bozo Bunch with Estelle as well in the
Wow.
midfield for Muncher. I think, unless that's a
That's
Estelle goalie, I don't think it's an Estelle goalie though.
Yeah, I doubt it. I think only Kainoob, right, will be playing Estelle goalie right now. But yeah, I mean, we do see Zentaro Vyce both picked here for Bozo Bunch. I'd be pretty happy right now if I was them. In fact, they went Estelle, which is just kind of a solid pick, but it's not like a super damage. Maybe it is. Maybe it's more damage than I give credit for. And I think Bang Bang's gonna die. They picked Juliet, which I think is good on this map. Sure, the close lanes can actually just lead to getting a kill instantly without even having to go through stagger. But man, I just want to say Vyce has felt centralized, but if Bang Bang is really feeling confident about this core control situation that they're going for, they have the now trying to heal it up as much as they can. I want to see it happen. I want to see this confidence coming through.
Yeah, they're getting into game. Any second now. But
I'm scared. I'm scared for
yeah,
I'm scared for Bang.
I think the Bozo Bunch have assembled quite a scary composition here. I think they have all the tools they need to take this series, and Bang Bang, a lot of weights resting on Gramella's shoulders, because this Juliet's gonna have a very hard time in this video game.
Absolutely. She's just going to get hit by crossfire left and right, just simply looking for core control. She's just going to get sniped. And Estelle is really good at confirming staggered kills as well. So Juliet's either going to be dash punching infinitely with this explosive entrance. Surely we're going to have explosive entrance Juliet here. Or she's going to be cowering in the corner the entire game, questioning why she's Juliet right now. But only time will tell, as this game might start. It just might.
Maybe in another second though. I gotta say though, the Fudgy Waffles Drakkar convinced me. Especially in the individual matchup against the Zentaro, it is so comfortable to play in that 1v1. I think we saw a lot of the effects last game, and I think Fudgy will be pretty chilling on that pick. Ramel will be going all over the map trying to do something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering who's the goalie, because it's probably Vyce, but it's Obscure Breads, who has played the Estelle goalie, I believe. So that's a possibility.
Yeah, I'll bet it on the Vyce as well. Now you were right with the Drakkar goalie, especially with Drakkar having strike shot, Drakkar having extra. The starting perk was 30% projectile speed and did end up getting the missile prop. So those shotguns were really kind of getting on through. Just strike shotgun was kind of feeling kind of a little broken that game, but might not have access to all of those ranged awakenings anymore. But we'll see what happens again as the points are gained and the awakenings are chosen. Again, a big deal when this one side is going mega kill and the other side is trying to heal their way out. And the awakenings showing up as Obscure Breads and Fudgy Waffles are the only two to take prime time here. You were right actually, Estelle goalie showing up for Obscure Breads strike shot. Fudgy Waffles of course also taking strike shot. Droo with the pummeler is gonna do the one thing that Juliet's going to try to do, which is knock you on off the map. And as, the first, I mentioned it, it's possible Juliet just kind of kills you, and this could be the one thing that happens.
Yeah, especially with Fudgy Waffles on this particular variant. The center being blocked off so much by that Project Expand center means that Fudgy has so much room to push up, and that's a very, very decisive first goal for Bang Bang. But there are 5 different maps in this map, and we're going to see very different gameplay from both these teams on each of them.
For sure. I mean, as Project Obscura has shown up here, it is quite wide, quite open, blocking the map in certain situations, but you can choose to use it if you'd like, lose all your health, but, I mean, it's not a map that you'll see Juliet killing you relatively easily, but we will have staggered characters showing up, which allows Juliet to get certain kills in that situation, as I is just at no health. Both forwards are staggered for the side of Bozo Bunch here, dead now, and the power play showing up for the side of Bang Bang. If Fudgy Waffles can help get involved, they'll make this point happen for sure.
Yeah, and Droo in the top corner. Molten Bolt almost gets it. Securing it away is Dropletto, though, who goes down, but Muncher will respawn to take Dropletto's place, and now Grimella also dangerously low, but has the flip available. A KO attempted, but perfectly positioned from Grimella to conserve the flip. And looking forward here, but it's wasted. Well played from Muncher to the top side to Dropletto. The Bozo Bunch hold on. Obscure Breads with the great defense and the respawns right on time, but Droo almost threatening a goal there. It's still a tough spot.
Yeah, this could be a really polarizing game, actually, now that I think about it. Like you said, 5 maps show up, and not all of them are equal here. We're going to have open maps, and we're going to have kind of a lane maps, and Juliet might be the one benefiting on those lane maps, but the open maps could be going to the side of Bozo Bunch here, though.
Uh-oh, that's a tough spot. They managed to get it around with the strike shot and the piercing shot through Droo, who does have no elusive, and Dropletto somehow stays alive, but confirmed on the KO by the primary there, as Muncher trying to help defend top side, passing plays. Bang Bang secure another goal. They're looking quite good.
Yeah, they are. If they do get kills, not only is it a strong power play, but Pummeler's activated. 30% run speed has been buffed in the recent patches, actually, from like, I think it was like 25% or whatever it was, but really strong awakening to have when you're getting kills. Like, this is kind of a map you might be seeing people die on off the side here. Scriptbreads nicely saving that one, keeping it on the side of midfield, trying to get it down back to I to this bottom side. Fudgy Waffles helping with the middle and actually doesn't end up losing a barrier for it. Droo can't get there in time. Grimella, huge gargantuan flying all over the map here, loading up the supernova, gonna knock Grimella not out, but away. Both, man, even Dropletto looking a little bit low right now, but no kills exchanged. Well, Scarebird holding both of these barriers, though.
Yeah, and Grimella looking for 1. Droo looking for 2 here. Being a little patient with the strikes, but it'll still be cleared away. And with Fudgy Waffles playing the midfield, that's the barrier's gone. That's Muncher with a lot of power, with a lot of size available. As Dropletto has a flip as well, looking to send it forward, has the stall, has the core speed, but no, not quite. Still saved away by Fudgy Waffles with the strike shotgun on the top side, and Dropletto's taking so much chip damage, gets in there, and gets KO'd.
Gets KO'd. They just don't get the angle right there. I think they did have a chance, but it was a pretty tight angle to the bottom side of that goal. And the Scarebird is now in a 1v1 here with Droo, pretty much, with Grimella on the back side. Nice piercing shot. It's actually going to stun Droo and help get a clear here. Dropletto a little blind right now, not looking for the ball. Droo getting the monstrous fire flurry, but it's not going to land a kill there. Grimella with the flip doesn't get too much off of it, though. The Aya rush into the Oni Blade kind of leaving the atmosphere at this point here. A flip coming from Scarebirds, but it's going to get blocked away by the drone. They don't end up clearing it. Droo's presence just causing havoc for the side of Bozo Bunch. Fuzzy Waffle's going to clear it back up to the top side. Molten Bolt comes out. Can they clear this ball one more time? Fudgy Waffles does end up clearing it into Dropletto.
Yeah, the chain lightning from Muncher doing a lot of work there, stalling the core just enough, floats it up to Dropletto, who finds the perfect shot. And this is the Bozo Bunch's opportunity to turn this around, get the first draft, be the ones in control of this game. And they've made these comebacks before. It's very, very possible, especially when Dropletto is in the perfect spots yet again to find those shots.
Agreed, and I would say that Bozo Bunch is kind of the team that needs to get the first chance at these awakenings, as they are playing more of the aggressive, damage kill comp. It's easier to get damage than it is to just get basic knockback that Juliet might be able to obtain. But we're going to have Droo looking a little bit low here. They're going to try to land a kill. Dropletto maybe helping out, but staying a little bit evasive here. Droo nicely near that little wall on the side there. You actually cannot go through those walls. Droo staying alive, grabbing an orb. And that's a lot of cooldowns going to basically nothing, as Droo is still alive. But Fudgy Waffle's going to have this flip to easily defend this one away with the strike shotgun. Dramella helping out to get it to the top side, and Droo is just regenerating nicely.
And they can't get the KO on Droo. It's just a slightly off target. Droo still staying alive in the smoke. Hidden. And finally taken out. But that's a really late power play as overtime ticks over. The Bozo Bunch need to convert. They need to convert now. But Fudgy Waffles flips the core away and keeps it away still. Even the core stun from the Thunderstruck isn't quite enough, as Fudgy Waffles hits it to the bottom side, and suddenly the barriers are open for the Bozo Bunch to fight, despite them being the ones who got the KO.
Yes, indeed. They're working on another one here as Grimella is at actual 1 health right there. Heals up just a little bit. Drop cannot make it in time, and Grimella is going to heal past Stagger just for a moment. Droo does not get the chance to land that one in there. Grimella getting scared away from the orb themselves. Okay, here we go. We got Drop with the flip. It's not going to work out, though. Trying to get the ball to I, who was the last one on the board with the flip. Droo almost making it happen with the explosive entrance, but the Aya Rush explosive entrance is going to reverse that one onto Fudgy Waffles. We're going to have a 2-2 to start this set off. Again, pretty important, this first Awakening draft.
Yeah, the eye rush angled perfectly by Dropletto. Usually that ability not quite good against the Drakkar goalie, but in that opportunity it was perfect. But the bouncy house might tell another story, because right now the Obscure Bread's Estelle is struggling a lot on the defense, and with Dropletto flying to the other side of the map, it's going to be quite tough. But Bozo Bunch still recovering possession here, sending it forward with the Supernova deflected away by Grimella, who is nullifying a lot of this Vyce pressure quite well.
Absolutely, I was also going to mention that as well. Grimella doing a great job against basically all of I's cooldowns there. The Supernova and the Thunderstruck, man, 1 pixel away pretty much from Droo grabbing a kill, getting that Pummeler's activated. Not going to work out though. Droo at just about no health. If they can get a stagger on Droo, this could change the situation. Really great Rose Warp though from Obscure Breads is going to nullify all of that pressure. Droo with the flip, going to spend it just to survive another second here. Flying on in there with the Phoenix Fly, or Phoenix Kick, or whatever the heck it's called, but it's going to be Droo. Dropletto, who's at just about no health though. They're going to get a power play. The flip's going to come out, but man, Fudgy Waffle's doing a great job with this Drakkar.
Yeah. And the Bozo Bunch looking to convert here. And Fudgy Waffles, that's not the dribble you wanted there. And Muncher and Dropletto are pouncing now with the opportunity, but they do find the KO. The barriers are opened up. Bang Bang might still be able to convert no matter what. And Droo will find the shot. It was almost disaster from the dribble from Fudgy Waffles, but doesn't matter.
Yeah, Droo spent a lot of that time staggered, and man, they just couldn't find the kill in that point, and it's going to be Bang Bang grabbing the first set of Awakenings to possibly deny some damage. I mean, look at that. Stinger showing up, heavy impact showing up. They can't deny it all, but Vyce's 4th pick. Adrenaline Rush. I mean, it's not going to go to Juliet probably, but there is some power in this Awakening. In fact, too much. Specialized training as well. Monumentalist now. And unfortunately, man, when Now is on the opposing team, sometimes you just don't get an Awakening. And now she's going to have a chance to deny heavy impact as Drakkar is going to just deny Stinger. Not going to get too much value out of that unless Fudgy Waffles really gets involved. But yeah, it actually is going to be the Adrenaline Rush landing onto Droo, and now it's basically all up to them to get as many kills as physically possible.
Yeah, the Adrenaline Rush win con is here as Droo gets over the wall, gets a lot of damage down, but a good Supernova timing from Muncher to not let that KO happen. And still needs to be very careful though. Droo a threat, but look at the damage coming through the Bozo Bunch. They're looking quite good on the damage win con against Droo. If they can find this KO, it could be huge, as Droo is supersized but gets taken off the map.
Indeed, the supersize does have a double-edged sword. You get a lot of power, a lot of size, big old strike range, but boy, do you fall off the map quite easily there. Even Grimella's health is looking quite low there as I teleports in, does not seem to secure the barrier. Grimella grabbing a couple of orbs there, and a sentry or a drone is actually going to heal them right up. In fact, Fudgy Waffles looking a little bit no there. Dropletto cannot find their way in with this flip just yet, but I is going to secure a nice kill onto Fudgy Waffles there without a goalie. What are you to do? Can Obscure Breads get involved here with this flip and make it happen? Power play is almost over, guys.
Oh, and a missed dash from Droo. That's tragedy as the core drifts backwards, and Dropletto will convert. The Bozo Bunch, despite the close loss in that first set, they might have gotten exactly what they wanted, especially with being able to deny the Monumentalist from Grimella, and of course a lot more utility, a lot more power on I, and the extra special on Dropletto that could really matter.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Like, it feels like Bang Bang kind of won that last draft, but Grimella doesn't get like a ton of value off the Sentry Drone with the heavy impact, and Fudgy Waffles doesn't also get all that much value off Stinger, so not a lot of awakening power on the side of Bang Bang, and we get, like we said here, more power onto I is kind of what you're looking for. Even Dropletto getting extra special, it's just more movement in general as they have 2 barriers down to the side of Bang here. Obscure Bed's going to try to help the piercing shot. It's not going to work out just in that situation. Dropletto not fast enough to strike shot miss. Everyone kind of missing in that situation. Droo lurking in the shadows here. Dropletto just about nothing. I is going to try to help get it on through there and going to send Droo basically packing as they have to go grab an orb.
Yeah, Dropletto also incredibly low. barely staying alive here. A lot of damage onto Gromella though, as Fudgy Waffles finds the KO, and the strike shot won't quite connect as Droo maintains possession of the core, stunned away now, as a lot of meter built up for Muncher here to the top side, looking for it. Shot to the bottom side, will score despite the range from Fudgy Waffles almost reaching the Bozo Bunch 2-0 up. They're looking to take it. They're looking to get a draft of their own that is truly their own, and they have a lot of scaling potential later on to the game as well.
Absolutely. Fudgy Waffles missing their Awakening set from last time, having a whole lot of missile prop range there. Not actually going to reach that ball in that situation, but getting on in there, but doesn't actually defend the ball though. Kind of goes on past, as man, Bozo Bunch really making use of that minor mistake. Fudgy Waffles kicking themselves for that, as Bozo Bunch is pressing this advantage as much as they can right now. Eye with the supernova. Fudgy Waffles at near nothing, staggered once again. Can they clear this goalie? Droo also looking a little bit low here. Obscure Bread sending a piercing shot on over, and it looks like Fudgy Waffles is going to move out of the goal zone for just a moment, but it looks like Bang Bang is holding it on in here. Gromella and Droo are doing a great job of letting the ball not get to Fudgy Waffles as they are under fire.
Oh, but Obscure Breads is the one who steps up a little too far. And now all the barriers are down. A big opportunity for Bang Bang, especially with the flip available from Droo to try and convert. But Muncher and Dropletto maintaining some sort of possession. Dropletto brought very low, and that's the flip burned. Dropletto, if he can stay alive, it could be huge. But the core just slowly drifts. The shot from Droo from the midfield is perfectly placed, and Bang Bang get a goal.
Absolutely. Good shot there from Droo, getting it on the bottom side there. I'd like to also say that Bozo Bunch is doing a solid job of avoiding certain death by not getting killed by Droo, because this adrenaline rush would truly spell destruction. In fact, they're keeping Droo on his toes there. They actually find a way to kill Fudgy Waffles and Droo. Gromella left alone with just nothing but a flip and a dream. Dropletto not going to spend theirs in this power play. Gromella going to use it to defend, and they're actually going to hold this barrier until the members come back. And yeah, Dropletto realizes, yeah, we're going to have to use this flip here to actually just make it happen. Man, Obscure Bridge losing their own barrier in that situation. Dropletto, get away from that wall, buddy. And yeah, this is a lot of damage going out.
It really is. About to see what happens here as the flips are available for the Bozo Bunch. They have the ability to score this at any moment. It feels like a flip used on the bottom side to the top side, not quite connecting with the corner of the goal, and Fudgy Waffles was there to cover. But Dropletto will catch the bounce off the bumper, will convert the Bozo Bunch, even up the game. And this third game is a bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah, there's a ton of damage being exchanged throughout these teams here. And I'd like to say that Dropletto got a nice protractor out there to put that one in with a perfect angle redirect. But first Awakening going on over here to I, grabbing some more cooldown, a little bit more health, making sure that they're relatively invincible. But yeah, the cooldown just kind of translates directly into damage. We're going to have Fudgy Waffles getting hot shot, which is solid on Jakar, and a good deny from Estelle. Quick strike, again, kind of a deny, but still solid on the goalie. Speed for Gromella. Health for Dropletto, which is completely fair. And Droo with Ponderer, which is... It's a good awakening, but it's not what you would think that you were looking for if you were Droo right now.
Yeah, what Droo needs, I feel like, is just a little bit more of that knockback, a little bit more power, because he's missing KOs just barely. There were dash punches on Muncher that could have led to the Adrenaline Rush reset last set, and just a tiny bit away. And of course, your Ponderer is great, right? You get the cooldowns back, you get the dash punch back, etc. But these thresholds, I don't think it's quite enough yet for Droo.
Yeah, I could agree with you there. Maybe a 1-2 punch, or maybe even just a simple bulk up would have been nice enough for them to have the power to get the kills. But man, they're mostly on the defensive here. Dropletto staggering Gromella down to nothing. Fudgy Waffles taking crossfire, basically almost dead as well. And now we have 3 members on the side of Bang Bang on defense and still kind of dying. Droo can't make it happen with that Phoenix kick, and man, it's going to be a goal on in there. Fudgy Waffles not there in time. First point for this set. Bozo Bunch. They're looking good. They're really dealing the damage, and they're actually confirming the kills now.
Yeah, well played here, and we're gonna see if they have the ability to go even further as the Bozo Bunch push forward. Gromella taking so much damage, tries to lifeline out of there, but gets KO'd regardless. And Obscure Breads with the 1-2-3, a 3-hit combo against Droo. The goalie will find a KO.
Yeah, really great recognition there from Obscure Breads. I mean, I'd say that's completely acceptable use of your flip there. You're gonna grab a point for your side here. And man, one more point off of ending this set, grabbing some more awakenings for your team of damage. And if you are Bang Bang, you are a little worried right now. Could Bozo Bunch have scaled just enough? This damage is really coming through here. Is it Vyce? Everybody, chat, is it Vyce? Is it me? Is it Vyce? What's going on?
And the funny thing is, Bozo Bunch were in a good spot to win last game too. Obscure Breads with the slight hook fumble. Remember that one actually turned it around, and that could have been Bozo Bunch winning on their own terms there, but instead they pick up Vyce and Taro and Fudgy Waffles on the defense on the individual matchup versus Intaro. Not quite enough to make this decisive right now. Droo trying to find the dash punches, but not quite finding any. Like, we saw some in the first set, right? But I don't think we've seen a dash punch KO in 2 sets.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've seen Adrenaline Rush actually activate yet, and that is a huge problem. Of course, you get a little 1 second cooldown off of your stuff there, but it's not going to be enough to win this game. But Droo finally making me eat my words with the Fire Flurry, going to get a kill onto Obscure Breads. The Adrenaline Rush is procced, but man, it looks like Dropletto's holding the ball well enough, and can they end this set? Droo gets a nice dribble on over off the wall and keeping themselves alive with that Fire Flurry, with the Adrenaline Rush, actually making it happen. 2 stacks of War Ponderer. Has Droo awakened?
Well, even if Drew's awakened, Dropletto's been awake, it feels like. That guy's getting in there, and that's a barrier taken already. Muncher needs to be careful, but Droo gets the timing on the dash punch. That is not what he wanted because it's nullified by the Supernova. Dropletto almost gets KO comboed, but stays alive, has to flip so much damage onto Grimella. If they can get this KO, this could be the difference maker here.
Yeah, and oh man, it looks like Droo just didn't have punch for that dash combo, but they do use the flip to grab that Adrenaline Rush, which is also a completely acceptable situation. And another dash punch coming in. Droo resetting Adrenaline Rush one more time, about 80% extra speed right now, and man, it's going to be Grimella helping out and getting that one in there, and Droo was a monster after getting 1 kill. You can see the Adrenaline Rush going absolutely ballistic, and that is their win con.
The win condition is here. It's 2-2. The game's fully evened up. And if the Bozo Bunch let this slip away, they're going to be kicking themselves. And with the barrier going down, it could be it slipping away. But Fudgy Waffle's incredibly low. If they take out the goalie, if they take out Grimella, this could be the difference here as well. But Obscure Bread's now in a really tough spot. Dropletto back to help out. But Droo and Grimella now, so much offense on the table. And Fudgy Waffles has regen to full. The window is closing for the Bozo Bunch.
Indeed it is, and Droo is going to try to snipe Dropletto off this map, completely staggered right now, can't go near any of the walls, and yes, the Fire Flurry is going to land it. What can you do against this Adrenaline Rush? The flip's going to come out, get another kill, and this is exactly how Bang Bang is going to end up cleaning up this game with this Adrenaline Rush. It's all really in the hands of Droo, and I guess it's also the hands of his team to help stagger people and let Droo get these kills. And the Adrenaline Rush is the one thing that I think is changing this game.
Yeah, and speaking of the thing that could also benefit Droo here, the additional energy, right? Who needs that 1-2 punch when you have that flip every single dash punch? Or something like that, you know? That additional knockback can be gotten by that additional ability here. But you gotta also be concerned. The Bozo Bunch are also picking up some great awakenings. The prize fighter to try and put on damage very quickly to try and snowball against the Adrenaline Rush before it can proc, and the missile prop as well. Muncher getting pretty strong at the moment, so if the Bozo Bunch can avoid getting dash punched, I think they have a very good way to take this game with Droo so low and so quickly.
Yeah, they're going to have to be more coordinated as ever, considering the fact that Catalyst is also pretty good at nullifying aggression against you. You're just going to have to put on so much pressure that you kill through the flip. But it's actually going to be 2 barriers going down for Bang Bang, though. Bozo Bunch still fighting back with whatever they have here. Again, if the Adrenaline Rush isn't up, there really isn't all that much going on here for the side of Bang Bang. And if this is their chance here with Droo getting a nice dribble, but Dropletto's going to interrupt that whole thing and get a nice flip into the top side. And they want to even this set up here. They want to grab some more awakenings, get more damage, and say, absolutely never seeing this Adrenaline Rush again.
Yeah, this is where the Bozo Bunch need to clean it up, and they are doing so far. Especially on this variant, they need to be very careful, though. They need to be very, very wary of Droo, as Muncher does stay alive, does not get taken out, and they convert for 1 barrier, but it's taken on the other side. And the dash punch flip, that's the power of the Catalyst, that's the power of the energy buildup. And that is the Adrenaline Rush, another dash punch, a second dash punch in a row. Maybe a third one coming as well, as Grimella just sends to the bottom side, saved away by Obscure Bread to center, bouncing it. and sent forward again by Dropletto, but Dropletto's got to watch out because Droo is hunting at the moment. The cooldowns are going to be back up in a little bit.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, really, actually a great supernova there from I, getting a kill onto Droo, knocking Grimella down to nothing, teleporting them to actually reducing all of that aggression down to nothing. Fudgy Waffles trying to take the reins here, make something happen, see if they can get a goal, but actually kind of getting run around a little bit, but going to make this offense kind of feel a little strong as Droo's going to be the one to defend the barrier, but it's going to be the power cord getting it right past Droo. Grimella approaching with the flip, the piercing shot's going to nullify that for just a moment here. Grimella looking a little bit low, approaching once again with that flip, going to get it up to Droo through the legs of I and Obscure Breads, and it's going to be another point here for Bang Bang, and they are not done yet. This is match set for Bang Bang. They're not trying to let this one go away.
Yeah, and that was a ticking time bomb, right? That was the flip from Grimella, defining the entirety of that last point near the end, and the Bozo Bunch just couldn't quite score fast enough, couldn't quite deal with it at that moment. And right now, it's a much more difficult situation. The Bozo Bunch has struggled on this barrier, on this variant of the map, and their barriers for now are staying up, but Grimella is staying healthy despite no meter, despite being incredibly low, just maneuvering around.
Yeah, I feel like Droo has instilled some sort of fear into the eyes and into the hearts of Bozo Bunch there, kind of staying away from the walls and kind of foregoing some situations, but man, out of nowhere, they just relinquish all of their damage onto Droo, getting a kill. Grimella staggered and slowed down to nothing here. Situation opening up for Dropletto and I. Obscure Bird's going to try to help this one through here. The Supernova's not going to do too much work for the side of Bozo Bunch here. The flip going to have to be used, but nullified by the dash punch here. Grimella still is actually staggered here. Fudgy Waffles getting hit with a little bit of crossfire there, that they're still holding the barrier. Honestly, Bang Bang's got the will to keep this one alive, and it's going to be the Oni Blade that maybe saves this point.
Yeah, they got to be really careful though, because Grimella is still alive. Grimella's still kicking, and Droo almost gets in there. The bounces on the Narrows bumpers are so dangerous if you're Obscure Breads, and Fudgy Waffles is still saving it away. The Supernova won't quite KO still. Grimella still staying alive here. The Now still staying alive, finally burning a flip as well, and Dropletto's incredibly low. The barrier finally taken. The Bozo Bunch need it right now, but Grimella looking for a mix-up here. Dropletto pushing forward, but it's not quite enough. Grimella to the top side. Obscure Bread still finding the saves. Has so much speed available, but Droo with a dash punch, not quite. They can't score.
Luckily, Obscure Breads had Orb Dancer to survive that whole situation. If they didn't, they would have lost hours ago. Now Grimella looking really low. The Supernova from I can't seem to land a goal. Grimella has been on borrowed time since the beginning. Oh my god, Droo actually getting knocked away by I or Dropletto to keep them alive. The Adrenaline Rush is not going to go off in this situation. Two staggered players, three actually staggered forwards right now, kind of scrummaging around in the midfield. Fudgy Waffle and Obscure Breads are just exchanging this ball as one flip is going to be used here. Not the perfect angle, and a great strike war win from I. He's going to get the ball to the bottom side. They trying to get into the hands of Dropletto with one more cooldown. The dash is not going to work out. 20-second cooldown for that. Grimella approaching once again. The flip from I into the bottom side. Fudgy Waffles defends it. The Thunder Strike is going to win a strike war against Fudgy Waffles. I finally ending that point in the favor of Bozo Bunch, and that was disgusting. Nothing but pain and suffering on the middle of that field.
Yeah, but the Bozo Bunch importantly clutch it. And that is a crucial point for the Bozo Bunch, but Droo is massive now, trying to turn it around. The Adrenaline Rush could be a factor here with the Flame Flurry, but Droo is also a big target at the moment, and the bottom side of the field is wide open. A dash punch attempted. If that was a KO, that would have been the point over right there. But Droo instead is incredibly low, is being taken low, almost taken out, but does survive with the flip, can use this. Can try to flip Dropletto off the map, but it won't quite be enough. And again, it is Grimella, Droo, and Dropletto incredibly low. And Muncher here needs to be the difference maker against Fudgy Waffles, as Droo does get KO'd by the combo.
Yeah, totally acceptable use of your flip once again. Obscure Breads can understand that instantly. The Supernova from I is going to clear the board, but not going to be enough to get the barrier right now. Grimella doing a great job of stalling with this the Sentry Drone here. A dash punch once again, plus the Sentry Drone is actually not going to be enough to get a kill there. Fiery Flurry also not going to land, getting knocked away a little bit there. And man, this Thunder Strike is actually, or the Supernova actually, was going to split the Big Bang team in two right there. Dropletto looking a little bit low, trying to get a kill on Grimella. They do finally get the barrier though. Can this be Big Bang's chance to, or sorry, Bozo Bunch's chance to bring the set back right now?
A name that has both words of both the two-word names starting with B. A bit of a confusing matchup here. As Obscure Breads, that's another B word right there, is still defending. But it just gets right past the Molten Bolt slow is enough. And they got to be so careful now. Fudgy Waffles is flip, trying to send it through, but interrupted by Dropletto. Bottom side, Fudgy Waffles with the clear. but Dropletto's got to be careful. Droo is trying to become huge, but is Dropletto instead to the bottom side, looks for the flip, not quite. Grimella still staying alive. Grimella's been living for so long, and the bounce off the center almost sent it into the goal, but not quite. Obscure Bread still with the save. A flip by Droo will be deflected away, and now a big chance for Dropletto and Muncher to try and find something, but it's still going to be so difficult. Obscure Breads has the flip though. That's a lot of insurance. The Mullen Bolt to the other side, and how is this flip going to be used is the question.
Ooh, right then and there, going to be used to negate that Phoenix kick as well, which is perfect. The flip from Grimella, but man, Obscure Breads is clocked in. His job is to defend this barrier, but man, finally out of cooldowns, it looks like Droo just gets his chance to land that one on in there, and the Orb Dancer just wasn't enough. The quick strike also super helping out Obscure Breads in those situations, but man, okay, Bang Bang now on true match point of this series. Bozo Bunch is going to try to keep it together as much as they can. Get a kill, don't get Adrenaline Rush proc. This is your win con.
Yeah, but it's so scary on this variant, right? Those lanes, the side streets, are basically built so that Juliet could dash punch. And such a scary spot to be in. Dropletto to the top side, though. Doesn't quite get the strike afterwards, but you got to always be wary of where Droo is. And with one barrier down, Obscure Bread's in a lot of trouble as well. A lot less freedom to move around.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I really like that Grimella is using this lifeline in some really aggressive situations, but Obscure Breads is sort of one step ahead in that situation. Of course, it's a lot easier to defend the barrier than to take one, but yeah, really just good play coming out from both of these players. Fudgy Waffles nicely defending that barrier there. Down to I. Grimella can't seem to get the drone on in there, but Droo does not actually hit with the Phoenix Fly, just the punch is not going to be enough. I gets a supernova onto Droo, and it's going to be a kill there. Grimella looking a little bit low, but two barriers still up for the side of Fudgy Waffles. That flip's not going to work out for I. Trying to force it to the bottom side, but Grimella gets the kill. It doesn't proc Adrenaline Rush, but Dropletto gets a revenge kill. Fudgy Waffles going to be holding this ball right now, sends the flip. Obscure Breads left to defend the goal with Dropletto.
Yeah, that Orb Dancer is going to be coming up now. Really crucial for Obscure Breads to have that additional speed on the defense. And it's pushing up as well, but that's a KO. That's an Adrenaline Rush proc for Droo. You got to watch out if you're the Bozo Bunch, because Droo has the cooldown necessary to end this game. Doesn't even need it, just needs the speed. It is Bang Bang staying undefeated in the season.
Oh my god, it really was Adrenaline Rush or bust for the side of Bang Bang here. Now, sure, of course they could have won without it, but they weren't winning without it. That's the easiest way to say it. But hey, I mean, Droo found enough situations, enough nice dash punch flips to get that Adrenaline Rush to activate. And man, you are like a super character when Adrenaline Rush is activated. You 30% from pummelers, 40% from Adrenaline Rush, almost all of your cooldowns back, 10 seconds off. I mean, you are disgusting. You are unbeatable in that situation. We see it because Obscure Bread is such a good goalie, and I is such a good midfielder here, but nothing can stop the Juliet from doing another dash punch with 70% speed. And yeah, Bang Bang taking this one in a clutch manner there. That Adrenaline Rush was just the one.
Yeah, incredibly clutch from Droo, but Fudgy Waffles as well, right? Was defending so well that game. There were no free barriers, no free points in that last set given on over to Dropletto and Muncher. And when you're playing Zentaro Vyce, it's kind of hard to find those like super checkmatey confirms to try and find those barriers and the goals. You have to hit it around, but Fudgy Waffles was holding on so well, and it made it so difficult for Bozo Bunch to close it out. And that means they held long enough for Droo to find that one Adrenaline Rush proc and snowball it all the way.
Absolutely, and we see, you know, Drakkar not a super meta pick in most situations, but maybe Fudgy Waffles changing that with this performance. You know, not even having like, he actually got denied missile prop in that game